Hi everybody, this is Catherine St-Pierre at Physikinaction. Today we're going to make some hummus. So for our recipe of hummus, what we're going to need is a can of chickpeas. Verify the size of your can. The initial recipe counts for 2 cups. However, one of these cans is about 1 2/3 cup. So we're going to use that. So you're going to modify to taste. So we're going to start with your chickpeas. You need to drain those. So we're going to drain them. Now, if you want your hummus to be smooth, and most of us prefer having something smooth and chunky, when you take your can and you take your chickpea and you kind of squeeze it, you get a peel, okay? And this peel here ends up making your hummus very pulpy. Now, if you take all of this off, you will have something very smooth. So what we're gonna do right now, and we're gonna skip through the end, is we're gonna be taking all the peels off. And if you're a family, this is actually kind of fun to get really nice and dirty. So I suggest that you try that. So we just took all the peels off our chickpeas. This is what we took off, and this is what would have been in our hummus. So obviously not having it is going to be helpful. We did, however, keep the liquids from the chickpeas. The reason we keep that is to make our hummus more liquidy, and it has that salty flavor to it already naturally on its own. So we're going to pour these in our blender. We're just going to let them sit there for a sec. I don't think they'll go anywhere. We're gonna juice 2 lemons. I have 2 big lemons here. We're probably not gonna use it all, but we're at least gonna juice them, and we'll use it for a salad dressing or something if we don't use it all. But at least you'll have the option if you need to make it a little bit more tart, give it that little zing that it needs. We're going to use 2 large cloves of garlic. We're going to smoosh it out. It calls for 4 small ones, but at least if we have 2 large ones, we can taste test and add if we need it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to basically smoosh it into a pulp. And to make that easier, you're going to add a bit of salt to the actual piece of garlic. And when you do that, the juices will start coming out and be much easier. So we're using coarse sea salt. I'm not going to use all that much, but I want to have just enough to sprinkle on there. And if we need more later, we'll add more. When you're gonna do this, you wanna go slowly and add some mixture to it. You're gonna add, you're gonna taste, you're gonna add, you're gonna taste, because depending on how your lemon is, depending on how your garlic is, you're gonna have to adjust to your liking. So we're gonna start with adding a little bit of lemon juice, and it's supposed to be 6 teaspoons. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to stop there just in case. We're going to add 1/3 cup of tahini. I'm going to almost add it all. I'm going to keep a little for the end, just in case. And we're going to start blending that. Now you see it's already really thick. We don't want it to stay that thick. So we're gonna add a few tablespoons of our liquid. And I'm gonna add half of this garlic. because it's pretty tacky. Sticky tacky. I'm gonna add a bit more lemon. It's about the right caliber. We're just gonna add a little bit of liquids because it's definitely still quite thick. And it's just about got the right bitterness, so we're gonna keep on adding some of the chickpeas liquids. And I'm gonna put the rest of the tahini in it. I'm actually not gonna add much more of that garlic. I'm just gonna give it just a zip. And we're gonna add just a tad of cayenne. And that's really just to give it a little zing. That's not too garlicky zing. That's about right. So, this is about how you want it looking. It's pretty smooth. So we're gonna put that in a container and I'll be ready to eat with some vegetables.